the one. Pre-production is done. We're picking up right where we left off. Hello. Welcome back. It is an 8.0 going into production. Very cool. And it's as high as we can go because of the elements and stuff that we have. But we can now do this too, by the way. We lifted that in the last video. So that whole policy that's preventing us from going fast, we can now go fast, so we won't be last. Look at that. Look at that. Filming results. We went from a 3.8 and a 2.3 in pre-production for whatever reason. And after filming, we maxed it out. That is a scary thing. We waited forever for Paul Tanner to recover from the accident on set. And then everything just worked. We have an 8.0 on this. And look, this is with a 7.0 protagonist. Supporting characters are 6.6. Ricardo Wagner, 6.6. Jack Sharp. I mean, there is nobody aside from the antagonist that is an 8.0 that is involved in the production of this film. And yet, it got bumped to an 8. I don't know how that happened, but I welcome it. Yeah. Replace film participants. Leslie Stone replaced Russell Ramsey. Yeah, we had that happen too. We had to reshoot. This is a cursed thing. It's a very scary new thing, right? Yeah, scary new film. Honestly, I would love to throw a rap party. But it actually tells me that now that the entire film crew is extremely happy and positive about the studio. So there's no reason to throw a rap party. It just doesn't let me click it. I was going to throw a party for him anyway. Doesn't let me do it. Well, I need to have the best of the best of the best, sir, on this. So that's what we're going to do. Should try to keep it at an 8. And go. On that. Now, that means, of course, the Amber tier isn't going to have that. But we could have... Maybe there's another editor out there. Let's see. Is there anyone else available that's, a reasonable rate? I mean, you could be upwards of an 8. You could be, Amy. You're diligent. You're just too expensive. That's the bottom line, is you're just too expensive. And if I have you constantly working on films, then maybe, but no, you're too expensive. However, perhaps I check out the other editors of my competition here. See, they don't even have good people. Supreme, you've got a 6.6 editor, a hot-tempered 6.6. How are you making these 9.0 movies? I wonder. How are you doing that? I have the best staff. A great staff. I don't know how they're doing that. Anyway, we're gonna wait again. Amber tier's just gonna wait again. So it's almost a 9 on the artistic score. I mean, it's pretty high. We were gonna release it this year, but we're gonna do it after the scary new thing because I can. Yeah. So we'll just wait for her to be done with that. These guys can do the other films that we have coming up. That's fine. My contract has expired, but I'm happy to work with you, Walter Carroll. You know what? Well, you know what, Walter? You're cheap. I need people in my corner there, but I am going to do it 5 movies because your skill being that as low as it is, and it's only 5.8. You probably capped at 6, but either way, I think that's peculiar. Okay. Sure. I guess there's no way to balance it to 0. Fine. Maybe if I gave you medical coverage, it would balance it. No. I still have to be. Well, you know what? Screw you then. You're not going to get any medical coverage. See how you like it. There you go. Owen Olsen. 7.0 actor. The same time every year, wild passion awakens in me. I gamble on everything I see. Join all the sweepstakes and quizzes and go to all the casinos. Normally, I'm not very good at work during these episodes, so I'd like to agree on a vacation in advance. Could you please let me off for the next 2 months? Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, go for it. That's fine. I mean, if you're not going to be good, then why do I want you in my movies anyway, right? So, limit the number of screenings per film. It is prohibited to schedule a film for more than 10,000 screenings per week. Oh my gosh, Gernstein likes this? This I'm going to have to fight. My goodness. How does Evergreen feel about this? How does Supreme feel? I bet Supreme probably doesn't like this, but I mean, maybe. They know they can't compete, so they're legislating against me. Is what it is. All right. Well, we need to do something about this. So I want to get you off of Gernstein because I already know they want this. And I'm going to get you on competitor espionage. I'm going to get you on Supreme. And I mean, I'm first to vote, too. That's the real drag. Is I'm first to vote, which really stinks. Like, tell me what Supreme's going to do. We already know what Gernstein will do. I want to know what these will do. These guys have been fairly insignificant so far, to be honest. But because of that, they would probably agree to this. I think everyone's going to agree to it because I'm probably the only studio that's kicking out so many movies like this. But to be fair, there haven't been that many films that I've gone over 10K on the first week on. You know, normally I'm sitting around, 9.5, whatever, 9 at the most. There haven't been very many, but I would like to see what these two are going to do. So we're going to put them. Yeah, because like this one here, I had 15,000 screenings. I'm like, wait a minute now. Hold on. This guy had 12,000 in the first week. That's not fair. They can't compete with it. The profit's just too high for them. Okay, so we're going to bring this down to about there, and there. Of course, it says stale, but it's not actually stale. Put an extra 175,000 into the advertising because there's a lot of competition. And now Marganese wants the 5-year contract bans, which I'm kind of indifferent on this. They just keep wanting this. I'm kind of indifferent on it because I don't have the ability to give people 5-year contracts yet. I believe we're working on that though, aren't I? Isn't there pending? Yeah, right here. My legal department is working on that though. I'm still over a year. And then I kind of want to go for this. Once I have this one, I think I'm going to go right here because I would like the ability to cancel contracts. Because, speaking of which, yeah, Michael Gray. So I can't really, I got to fire him in 204 days. Right? Michael Gray's got to be fired. And you know what? Like I wanted him. Is he working on anything right now? I don't think he is, right? Michael Gray. I think the movie he was in has been released now. Yeah, here. It happened with someone else, right? You were in that film. So you're not in anything right now. Work status is free, and I cannot fire you. The only way I would be able to get rid of this guy is if I put him in 4 movies in the next 200 days, which I think is physically impossible. I mean, I cannot put him in that many movies that quickly. So basically this, or I piss off the mafia. And I can't do that. I could try to make him quit so I don't have to kill him. I don't want to kill him, right? I don't want to do that. But I also want to play the game and have the mafia on my team. I definitely don't want to give up. Don Armando Conti. They're just too good. I am, however, going to withdraw money from the studio's cash right now. Because if something does happen, I don't want to lose the ability to do that later. So we're going to do that. And yeah, I think I want to keep, because you guys can search for blackmail material and stuff too, which is good. And actually, I could probably use this right now. Who's Supreme got that just keeps dominating me? Is it Charlie Graham? He's not winning any awards. Where's the ones that are winning awards? This producer is not even that great. He's won 2 awards. Okay, I don't think anyone's going to be able to stop me. I mean, theoretically, yeah, the game can produce any quality film it wants, but I don't think so. I would like to find dirt on, I actually kind of want to go over here. Yeah, Guillermo Lopez, 29. Could be a 9.0. But our guys can probably find it on him. I like to use these guys for my competitors at this point. I think it's better to look for them with the competitors. But these guys just don't have anybody that I would be interested in getting dirt on. You know? Margaret Cochran? Maybe. 9.7. 33 years old. I have May low. I need to pull her in, actually. I need to rip her out of there. She's got on contract until 1941. They just renewed the contract with her, so I could rip her out and see if I can do that. I don't think you can do that though. Use the dirt to hire them away from your competitors. I think you have to have the contract has to expire first, I think. Maybe not. There's Bessie, Arthur. Well, I mean, I want to pull big names away from these guys, so let's have you find some dirt on Margaret Cochran. See if we can do that. I'm only at 10 GP, but once I get rid of this guy, you know, they'll like me again. Look at the number of screenings per film. Okay, so we know that Gernstein doesn't like it. We know that Evergreen's going to vote against it, but we know Supreme is going to vote for it. So I'm going to have to, I mean, I feel like I got to go big here. I don't want to. I'm going to go 1,400 against it. That may not be enough. Let's go 1,500 against it. Like, that makes a big difference. We'll go 1,500 against it. See if that's enough to fight it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thanks for the help, Evergreen. Oh, okay. I feel good. 1,400 would have worked, but I feel good. Whew. You can't know that ahead of time, you know? There's just no way to know. The part I don't like about it, though, is that I think, anyway, they can propose that really quickly, right? They can just bring that right back, and I'm going to have to fight it again and again and again. So it's like, how do I maintain, you know, enough influence to just continuously hit that? And that's the banquets, right? I mean, the banquets seem like the only way to do it. Saving Lieutenant Dan is right here. Soldier, Tyrant, yeah. Cinematographer for this, it's gonna be Ralph. Ooh, I could put Fred on this. I need to give Fred a movie. We're not gonna do this one, but I need to give Fred a movie because his contract is 172 days. So let's do this. We're gonna go location scouting. Of course, I would love to have international location scouting. Would be much better here, but it's fine. Okay, we have everything on location. This is gonna take a long time to shoot. If I give you a soundstage, I can't fix that anyway, so no soundstage. Everything's in location. Everything's good. It's 3 stars. Oh, there we go. That's weird. Okay, 3 stars. We're good there. Let's pick all the things. I'm gonna give you all the extras because this is a war movie, so we want to have a lot of extras, at least, you know, to the extent that we can. Really great costumes and stuff too. Let's get Franklin Butler on this. Directed by, you know, nobody's really known for these things. Big battle scenes. Anybody known for big battle scenes? Not really. Be nice to have somebody who is really known for action movies. But Roger Fox is on zombie. And then I got to pay him more. So I think we're going to go in drama, thriller. I mean, maybe we can put some extra thrills in it, you know? Harley will do this one. He's got experience with thrillers, so maybe our movie will be more thriller-y. We'll have more thrills, sorry. Harry Daniels? Are you my guy? I think you're my guy for this one. Could be a Tom Stone flick too, though. Angry boss, criminal, mentor. He's known for being a sidekick. Anybody known for being a sidekick? Not really. You guys are more like romance movies, man. Patriarchal figure, villain's right-hand man. Okay, we got a lot of... Let's see if we can hire any talent for this movie specifically. Who's free? We're not working with Bobby Martin. I could, though. He's an addict, rising star, whatever. I wish Harvey Jackson would work with me. You gotta figure out a way to get on his good side, but he's a saint. There's no dirt on him anymore, you know? There's nothing to find. He's the guy I should be putting a hit out on. All right, so I think maybe we'll go... Let's get Tommy in here. He's at least been in action movies before. And you know what? I'll hire you for 3 years. I'll give you a big contract. I don't know what you like. I don't know what your things are, but I'll give you a big contract. And it's almost $1 million for 3 years, but we're going to use you in a lot of films, so. And at this point, I have 104 million, so it's less than 1% of my bank to get you in here for 3 years. So I think that's probably fair. You're going to be expensive too, but honestly, getting big names is what I need for high quality films. So I'm going to get some really high end talent here. I'm going to invest it in high end talent here. Almost $1 million for you as well. All right. So let's see how we want to do this. Harry Daniels is out as our protagonist. We're going to replace that with Tommy Franklin. Tommy Franklin. His sidekick will be Harry Daniels. I'll let you be the sidekick for this. Villain's right-hand man, we're going to put Carl on that. And our tyrant, gosh, you know, if you just change that mustache a little bit, you'd be good to go, right? But you're already a villain. You got that scandal about you, right? Everybody already kind of thinks negative of you, so I could totally do that. But that being said, I need the star power. I want to bring that in. So we're going to put Tom Stone on this. And that's it for this film. So go. Huge budget on that film. That's just very expensive. Okay, I need a film for those other guys too. Let's do limited edition. Tired Legend. Damsel in Distress. Just trying to check the freshness of things. Alcohol, Spirit of Freedom. I think we're all right with that. Let's do limited edition. And we're going to get Fred Jensen a movie. And we're going to get you on sound stages because it's faster and cheaper. There we go. It's not that great of a film, so, you know. It'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be profitable. That's all that matters. I can actually just max these out. I'm going to make a profit every single time. It's just whether or not it's necessary for the type of film that it is. It's a romance, horror, adventure comedy. What? A romance horror. Okay, in the comments, I want you to give me your best example of a romance horror adventure comedy. All right. Now, the comedy is 8%. So really, this is like having a comedic relief. You know, you got like this really serious film, and then all of a sudden, you know, like Kevin Hart has a cameo or something. That's basically what this is. So in reality, it's kind of like a 44% romance, 20% horror, 28% adventure, 8% comedy. Tell me what this movie is. Ignore the setting and stuff. You're probably never going to match that. But what's your best example of a romance horror adventure comedy? I can't think of one off the top of my head right now. I don't got it. I'm trying to think about it. I can't. Leland, you can be on this one. Retired Legend is going to be Bill Ramsey. Your rival will be Johnny Hayes. I'm just basically picking everyone who's on a timer right now. You know, I could totally put Wendy Carpenter in this and probably tank the movie. Actually, let's give Jane Fisher some experience. This is appropriate for her. Yeah. And Scott Fuller, I could probably renew your contract there. Your gambling self. I think he's isn't he on vacation? I thought I just put you out for 2 months. Or are you not the guy? I don't think you're the guy. Probably a different guy. Different gambler? I don't see him. I think it's somebody different then. Anyway, let's put, we'll put Scott Fuller on there. Or Fuller on there, yeah. Okay. This seems good. Yeah. Give Jane Fisher some experience. Get her in limited edition. Go. All right, then. Back to trying to ban 5-year contracts. I mean, nobody's going to like this, right? All of the other studios are just going to vote against this, I think. So I'm just going to abstain. I don't know why they're so hell-bent on this, but like the small studios want this and the big studios with lots of influence don't. So it's just, yeah. Being able to scale those contracts to really big ones that, you know, cost a lot of money up front, but like you can scale these contracts. That's something that, you know, we do. Evil transformation. Hey, that sounds like me running the studio. Thanks to black magic or unsuccessful scientific experiments, someone loses their human appearance. that's unfortunate. I'm actually quite tempted just to put Emma on this, but I know that I'm going to lose this 8.4, and I want that 8.4 to remain. I'm just going to have to wait even longer to have that film come out now. All right, well, banning 5 film contracts. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Gernstein's not going to like this. I'm pretty sure they're not going to want this, but I'm going to go ahead and spy on them anyway. This is proposed by Marganese. Thankfully, they have to vote first for that, and I'm pretty sure there's enough influence to shoot this down, but I'm just going to spy on them instead. All right, definitely want to keep Alice Phillips. Like having her around. I am going to get her on movies, though, because actresses aren't used as often as actors. But I am starting to, you guys might have noticed, I am starting to put timers on these big actors because I can kick out movies really quickly with them, and I know I can get more than the 5 films for the amount of money I'm spending. So like Fred Russell, I know I'm going to get more money on it, or more films out of him. I can give him a little bit of medical coverage while he's here, treat him really well. I can afford it, go. If I can get 5-year contracts out of them, I would. But I can't do that yet. So yeah, 'tis the season. It's going to be an 8.0 coming out of the coming out of there. So we'll just have to send this to post-production. I just need better editors, man. This movie really should release at the end of the year. So I shouldn't be in a hurry to get this done, is what I'm saying. This one can sit because it makes sense for it to be released later. All right, so Margaret Cochran has no dirt. She's a saint, I guess. Michael Gray. Michael Gray, what am I going to do with you? Yeah, so they definitely changed this so that it has to be exact. Now we know. So with that being the new thing, also, I am still only preserving 2 elements. So maybe we take some time and pick one that I'm using. We can just look through them and say, hey, which one is getting close? Because that would be one that I'm kind of, you know, organically on my own. I'm using it a lot. We just got a lot of these, though. There's so many themes and events. I feel like there's just no reason to lock any of these because there's so many options. The ones we should lock are the ones that have fewer options. Maybe even a finale, although that would start making us predictable if I'm being a role player in this. We have so many that are at 0 and 1, though. Like, I don't think so. Supporting characters are the ones that I think really need to be considered for locks because there's very few options and we use them all the time, right? I think I'm going to go ahead and lock love interest. Rom-com stuff, you're always going to have a love interest. Even if you're putting any romance in the movie at all, you're going to have a love interest. I think I'm going to lock love interest. And it is consistently being used. Protagonist, we have enough, but daring adventurer does seem to be used quite a bit here. And it's not going to be fresh until March of next year, which I can wait for, but with the war happening, we're going to start using war, like soldiers and stuff more too. So I'm looking at that. Right now, I think we have enough to deal with it, but I'm looking at that. Yeah, Heartless Bureaucrats up a little bit. I'm not really, like, I'm not looking for things that I use in my custom scripts, right? I've purchased scripts too, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to lock in love interest. I'm using that quite often. I think for the other scripts, though, like the other scripts that I have, which I still have many scripts just sitting here. I don't have any synopses. I do have a promising one right here. It's an action movie, Arthurian Legends. I could have Bernard do this. It's an action movie, but I could still have Bernard write this because he's done with searching for things. Or I can have a different action writer write it, which, hey, look at this. Clayton could do it. Joe Hughes could do it. I actually like this better. He doesn't have anything he doesn't like, so he might do a multi-genre. I just need to get him to be a bit more loyal to me. That's all I'm saying. Just bump you up a little bit, okay? I need to get better gifts, too, I think, but I'm going to pay you. I know you're costing more, but I can afford it. I'm going to have you write this one because it's a promising one. And I think we'll probably just get rid of any synopses, or rather any idea, sorry, that's not promising. I'm just going to get rid of them. they'll go away on their own, but I'm just clearing them out for the sake of it. And then buying scripts, you know, I'm going to need a lot of scripts now. So I probably should just buy the lot, regardless of what it is, because it's possible that that will fit the criteria. Although very rarely does this game ask me for a 100% anything. But if I shelve these, I mean, $7,000, I can't get a script. They're all crap scripts, right? Maybe I delete them later. That's not very expensive. But this one, $78K for an 8.0, you know, I don't like the title, but whatever. So I could just buy these, and that will get me like just this huge list of scripts that I can choose from. And as the factory bonuses come in and they propose new story elements to me or whatever, if they propose new things to me, I might have a script that fits it without having to write it first. See, they just keep doing this, you know? So I think, again, this is one of those things where I think pretty much everybody else is just going to ignore it anyway. Everyone's going to shoot it down. But they can do that, right? They can just shoot this stuff down over and over and over again. And I think it's going to get a little too intrusive. They dramatically increased the frequency that these guys vote on things. And I like that they're more involved now, but I think they might be too involved. Like they're voting on the same things over and over again, despite them getting shot down over and over again. I guess what I would like to see is some evidence at all that the AI players, that the NPC players, I gotta start saying NPC players now, right? Because we're in the era of AI, so it might get confusing all of a sudden. I would like to see evidence that they actually have an influence point cap and that they are actively earning influence points and how they're doing that. I'd like to see some evidence, because right now it just seems like, well, they're a bigger studio, so they have it to throw around, because they're throwing around thousands of influence points right here. And those guys are a very small studio. They don't have that much influence, and yet they have spent 1,000 influence points already trying to pass a ban on 5 film and 5-year contracts. And I don't see the evidence that they actually have an influence point cap. I'd like to see that. Otherwise, you know, they could potentially just throw in, you know, you can't have more than 10,000 screenings. And then I put 1,400 influence points into killing that. And they all vote for it. But I killed it because I had more influence. All right? That's cool. And then next month, they do the same thing. There's no way I can keep up fighting it if everybody wants it like that. But they have to beat me in influence points. That's how it works. That's influence, right? So if they are genuinely getting more influence than me, then yeah, they should be able to beat me. Absolutely. No arguments there. But if these are just fairy dust numbers, or if they're just making it up and going, then I don't find that to be a fair balance of the game. So I'd just like to see that the AI players have some kind of influence cap and that they are actively working it. And I want to be able to see that, but I just don't think there's going to be a way to do that. Okay, so this is a bigger balance, or this is a bigger buff, and it gives us almost a year to do it. I like that. He wants us to use Bill Ramsey as an actor, which, I mean, we have. He's on contract with us for a long time, so that's good. And he wants us to use this in a 60% detective movie. Okay? Or we could use Paul Tanner in a 50% science fiction movie. Both of these are easy to hit, provided I have... And it does say this, for a demand to be considered fulfilled, it must be met precisely. It does say that, but it has said that since we started. And it was working without meeting it precisely. So I think that's a change they've made in this latest patch that isn't on the changelog. And if it is, I just didn't read it. Anyway, let's see if we have any 50% science fiction or 60% detective movies in our scripts. So we want to go over here. And we just want to do a once over here to see if we have anything like that. And it has to be precisely that. Now, given that script over there is going to give us a year. This is 40% science fiction. That's close. Given that they're going to give us a year for that one, I think I might go for that because it means that I can spend time writing. If I have a writer available, I don't know if I do or not. So we'll see. I have the ability to accelerate it as a factory. So there's a chance that I could make that happen. Okay, so we're looking for detective. at 60%, right? That's a 55. See how difficult that would have been if we couldn't do that? Like all these 100%ers would not work. It's a very difficult thing to do, the factory thing. But as long as their time limits are greater, that's the thing. If you're going to make me write scripts and be precise, that's fine, but you got to give me bigger deadlines. And like things like this are acceptable because it takes like what, about 190 days or so to write a script. Maybe 170 days we could do it if I needed to make a custom script right now. Well, that's cool. I have 15 days to choose, so I can start writing this now, get an extra 15 days before I declare this. So in theory, I have 345 days to make this. If it takes 170 days or 180 days to write a script, that's a long time. Sometimes, though, we can see scripts written in under 100 days. That's cool, and then I have enough time. So we could look at that. Let's see if I have any writers available. Okay, so Bernard's here. We could make a detective comedy with Bernard. What does that look like? Let me just refresh. It needs to be 60%, right? 60% detective. With Bill Ramsey as an actor. 60% detective. I could also make a science fiction comedy as well. But I have less days to do that, so I'm going to take the one that has more days. It also gives me slightly more rewards, too. And a bigger bump on the first week of release. So everything's better here if I can pull it off. So detective 60%. So with detective 60%, we're going to say this one is not my Holmes. So it's, you know, detective. It's like a detective parody movie, basically. And it needs to be 60% detective. So this is a parody movie on Sherlock Holmes, which is why it's got comedy elements, okay? We can put this in a dystopian futuristic city that could work. For a detective movie, that could work. I could see that. Obviously, Victorian England makes more sense as a parody movie on Holmes. But this could be like, you know, this is the future of England, right? This is what the UK is like in the future. It's dystopian, okay? So we could have that be a thing. Let's keep it on theme, though. We'll say Victorian England. We'll keep this on theme for, you know, the fact that it is Sherlock Holmes and stuff. We're going to say that we need a detective as our main character. That would make sense for a detective movie. So it would be here. Is there any other... charismatic criminal would be our antagonist, but we don't have charismatic criminal here because that's a protagonist. So we could say it's an enemy from the past. That makes sense. Corrupt official also makes sense for a detective movie. Corrupt official would make sense for kind of any time period too, I would think too. A vengeful spirit. Yeah, we'll go with corrupt official here. I like that. Supporting characters. Let's give the villain's right-hand man in here. Let's get a sidekick because it's always fresh. We can get key witnesses. Mysterious guide. We can't have all of these, so I'm going to end up having to remove them because I don't have enough elements. It's very close to having a 9th element, but I don't have it yet. Let's say that we have... I'd like some lowbrow humor in this too, so we'll take the mysterious guide away. Because it is a comedy, we want to have some humor type elements here too. Lowbrow makes sense. We don't need any type of profanity or anything like that. Sherlock Holmes movies are pretty safe. They're not dirty on the mouths or anything there. Curse, magical lessons. There's always implications of that kind of thing, but it's usually more practical than that, right? There's an actual practical, realistic explanation for thing. Curse deal doesn't make sense necessarily. A final showdown could work. Maybe at the end, which, by the way, the end is that the antagonist gets punished. So I would say the last thing to put in here maybe is search for a killer would make sense, but then I have to change this. So if I do search for a killer, then this has to change from corrupt official to something else. Maybe a criminal mastermind instead. Or serial killer. Serial killer makes... I'm sorry. Serial killer makes sense for the theme, but it doesn't really work for comedy, which is why I was kind of trying to get away from that. So maybe we won't do search for a killer, and we can do like maybe an ancient puzzle doesn't make a whole lot of sense here. I might just be forced into the killer thing, which is fine. I mean, it's a detective movie. It's Sherlock Holmes. It makes sense. It's just I don't know if the serial killer thing works for a comedy. Is kind of where I was at on that, but we'll try the mastermind approach. I think maybe instead, and we could do bank robbery. Someone plans a bank robbery or a heist. That could work. Maybe a big robbery, a criminal mastermind. You know, detective movie, sidekick, right-hand man. Got our Watson. Key witness could be a woman. Villain's right hand honestly could be a woman as well. Got to get the actresses in here, right? Lowbrow humor. I like this. Let's do that. And then Bernard. You can do it in 85 days. You see that? Totally possible. 85 days for Bernard. So Bernard's going to hit this. And then all we need to do is just wait until this is down to like 1 day left and then accept it. The only risk of that is like my, you know, parakeet brain just going all over the place and saying, oh, I forgot about it, right? I don't want to forget about it. We need like very, very few. Honestly, there's really no reason to keep this in theaters at this point, but I'm just going to go and let it be just a little bit longer because why not? I mean, do I really care? I don't need to be precise here, okay? We don't need to be precise. Let's just kind of do this. It's okay. There we go. And confirmed. We no longer have police protection from raids. I think I will renew that. I probably should renew that soon. Another beating. Evergreen is beating my people. Johnny Hayes is beaten. Okay. Well, you know, limited edition wasn't going to necessarily be an award-winning thing. I'm not going to cancel the film. So we're going to do nothing for now. We're just going to have to wait it out. It's in pre-production anyway, so we're just gonna wait it out. It's okay. It's fine. I'm gonna keep telling myself that it's fine. Basically, the only people doing any editing now are Connie Shepard and Theodore Flynn, because I'm getting higher quality stuff, and I need higher quality editors to justify it. Like, the thing is, I can't bring her any higher. I need to get rid of these limitations. I need to sweep the Pollux is the thing that I need the most. Okay, Blue Term Iris is going to end soon. That is... My deluxe wouldn't end, though, right? I think I get to keep my deluxe. Statue of No Liberty is a B. Come on. It's like the one screen you cannot skip. And then it's like the slowest screen in the game. There we go. Yep, everybody's, I mean, yeah, experience is gained. I get it. And they're basically maxed out. I've spent nearly $2 million on this. It's got great reviews, but somehow that artistic score is just hammered down. Just the way it is, man. Okay, we're going to stop right. Okay, well, Felix, I'm actually thinking I'm going to let you repeat, actually. Go ahead. Aliens. Cool. Uninvited guest from another planet whose evil plots defy the terrestrial mind. Stop. Okay. Whew. We want to take this one and accept it. Good. There we go. So that gives us the maximum amount of time to produce that film. And we know we can hit it because it is exactly detective now. So as soon as Not My Homes is written, 67 days from now, as soon as it's written, we need to make sure that Bill Ramsey's available to get that in there. And one of the things I could do, I guess, just to make sure he is, or at least to help with that, is to go over to Bill Ramsey, this person, and to assign some kind of protection detail to him is something I could do. I'm making a pretty good amount of money right now. So there's no downside to having more security personnel. Right? I mean, there's really not that big of a deal here. So we could put like you in service. Let's get you in here. you're actually relatively cheap for your level. I like that. I like there's just huge differences in the prices that you pay for these guys. Elmer Duncan. And I'm just like not interested in paying enormous amounts. Like that guy's $100. Yeah. Like what makes that level 1 worth $100 and this level 2 worth $2,000? I can't tell. It just seems like they're relatively random. The price you pay should be relative to their level. That's just, I think that's a pretty straightforward way to balance that. But regardless, we're going to go ahead and get a few extra security people. And then get some of our, because our guys are getting beaten, right? I mean, the game is telling me, hey, by the way, we're beating these guys. So, you know, you going to protect them or what? Yeah, I am. So we're going to go ahead and get active protection on these guys. We'll start with Alice. I'll get Tony Stewart on you. We're going to get Fred Russell protected as well. And we'll go ahead and get, let's say, Maurice could protect you. We already have Donald Pierce protected. I want to get Gertrude is protected now. Yes. I think Carol Brock should have. She's an award winner. We should probably have security detail on her. Let's put Daryl on her. And where's Bill Ramsey? I need to actually get... I want better people too. I can afford it. I can afford to hire more people, so I'm going to. I don't really like the idea of hiring a level 1 for protection detail. These are like the kind of people I would put on film sets is what I'm doing. The really low level ones that are very cheap. I'm putting those guys on film sets to handle any events, but true security detail for my people, I guess I'll get Fred Nash. Those guys I want to put to protect my guys. So directors, I think we already have protection on Roger Fox. I think probably Herman. Producers are okay. I can move them around a little bit. I think Ralph is a good cinematographer to protect. I just can't. I mean, I'm limited, right? So fine, I will put a level 1 on you. Where's Bill Ramsey? Bill Ramsey right here. Let's get a level 3 on you. We'll put Fred Nash on you. And then I have some others right now that are spying on my competitors, and I no longer need them to be doing that. So I can get you there, get you off of that, get you off of that, and that's it. So now I have other ones that I can go ahead and protect as well. So let's see about this. Now this is available now, by the way. I know the ethnic composition thing, this is available, so I can, for example, now if I want to do this, and what happens is we have less white people hired, more black people hired. That's all that's doing. To like, you can manipulate it because you pay them less. That's just the way the game is. That's how it's made. So like Asians are the cheapest, right? And so I could maybe increase, you know, the number of Asians I'm hiring like this, you know, and this is reducing my expenses every month, making a more balanced, you know, more balanced staff here, that kind of thing. It's a thing. I don't care. And then we're looking at, I did Bill Ramsey. Who else should I protect? Probably Alan Calhoun should have some protection detail. We'll put Peter Dawson on you. Let's go ahead and protect Harry Daniels as well. I'm using him in a lot of films. He's expensive as well. Manuel Ortiz will be on you. I think Tommy he's an award winner and he's almost done. So he's going to get put on another film. I'm going to put Tom Arnold on you. And I think I can't protect everybody, so I'm just kind of trying to prioritize the ones that I think really need it. Herman, I am going to put somebody on you. Okay. So that leaves me with one level 4 remaining. And that level 4 is what I'm using to do espionage stuff. Level 4 is what I'm going to use to, you know, see if I can find dirt or illegal tendencies or, you know, things like that. So if I look for illegal tendencies and I look for, let's say, illegal tendencies in, I don't know, Bessie Patterson, Susie Conway, Sybil, she's 34. She's disciplined. Maybe she has an illegal tendency. Maybe she does. I guess we'll try to find out. So we'll send an agent to see about her getting an illegal tendency. The hope is that he finds something and can level up because he's very close to level 5. So I really want him to find something. But I'm just going to protect more of my people, you know? I can afford some more security personnel, right? I got all this money. I'm like, how can I spend it on things? Well, I can spend it on security. That's something I can definitely do. This just got bumped to basically perfect on the popcorn score. So pre-production, that's pre-production. And so I think production, it can be up to a 9, right? No, that's, yeah, I'm messed up on that. The extras brought it down. Interesting. That may be the first time I've ever seen extras bring it down. And that's after I gave them up to 100. So I gave them more extras than usual here. And that brought it down. So I guess the war movie really needed even more than 100 extras, right? I guess so. Oh, now I don't have anybody available for this. Well, I have to change that. Hang on. We're going to hire more security personnel for that then. Let's see who else we can hire at a reasonable rate. Anyone have a reasonable rate? Harry, I could bring you in. Let's get some other people here. Let's go with Ronald can be in, and Sam Hughes, you can be in. Let's go Everett Powers as well. Why not? We'll get you in here. Carl Blake can be in. Peter Silva can be in. All right. Basically, anyone who's under 1,000 is in. So there you go. I got a whole bunch more security people, so I can spend it on security. I think that's a good way to spend the money. Let's do nothing for now. Right here. Saving Lieutenant Dan. We'll put Sam Hughes in that. Get a second unit. Go. And then since I do have extra security people now, why don't I take and put somebody on you? I mean, somebody's better than nobody, you know? May not be the best, but it's somebody's better than nobody. Carl Hudson also. Like, basically anyone who's like 8.0 needs to have somebody looking after them, you know? Who else? Tom Stone's got a lot of star power. But a 7.0, I don't necessarily... Again, I can't protect everybody anyway, so... Harley Osborne. My 2 best directors are protected right now. I think I have protection on this guy. I probably should put a little bit on this producer just to see. So we'll put Peter Gibson on you. Cinematographers, I'm protecting my best one, but I think I probably should look at getting somebody here on Everett as well. So Ronald Todd will go there. Never trust a guy with 2 first names. Timothy, here we go. We'll get you with Harry. Okay, and then Everett will be another guy that I can put on film sets. Because we have this other film here that's pending too. All right, I've done a lot of stuff today. All right, we've learned some things, right? Balance of the game has changed and all those things. Still have to figure out what I'm doing with Michael, but I think I'm gonna have to probably off the guy, unfortunately. I think that's just what's gonna have to happen. I wrong button all the time. I got 130 GP. I think I'm probably going to have to send Ryan Doyle to pay him a visit because I can't fire him. I can't terminate his contract. I would rather terminate his contract. I can't do it. And even if I switched even if I was to switch my research at the moment that event appeared, it wouldn't have been fast enough. So, yeah, just the way it is. Okay. Thanks for watching. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.